Hi guys, hi everybody.
Hello.
As far as I know, we'll work today with you on the piano trio in G major, which has also a nickname. Do you know its nickname? And where did it get? No?
Not yet.
You told me something. Gypsy trio. In fact, it got its name after the which movement? The third movement, which unfortunately we won't hear today. In fact, it's a rondo all'ungherese, and it has some typical gypsy music elements, especially in the chords, okay, and especially on the violin. But today we'll work on the first movement. Please tell me if you already ran through the whole of the trio, or you just rehearsed the first movement.
First and second.
First and second?
Yes, but we want to play second and third in this project.
Okay, and when did you start to learn it?
We started, I think,
When?
in August.
August.
Speak a little louder.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
around August, I think.
Yes.
September.
September,
August,
when, yes,
beginning
when,
of September.
before
Before the
school
schools,
year.
yes.
And do you like it?
Yes.
Yes. And do you know anything about, in generally, about the Haydn piano trios? What about the cellist? Do you have any opinion on it? Because
Well, I haven't heard much of.
you can take off your mask if you.
When you speak.
Oh, when you speak,
Yeah.
because. Okay.
I haven't heard of it that much yet, but I listen to it.
Of course. But in general, I have to tell you that there's a very famous pianist and musicologist. His name is Charles Rosen. And he writes in his book Classical Style about the Haydn trios that besides the Mozart piano concertos, the Haydn piano trios are the most interesting piano works with the piano before Beethoven. So it's very interesting. Still, I have to tell you that we'll work, of course, I will hear the way you are going to play it, but it's a very, the sensitive point of all this is the balance. And you probably notice while rehearsing and listening to the music that what does, for instance, the piano do? What are the role of the instruments? Can you tell me? You must know it by now. So who has obviously the leading role?
I think the
Yes.
violin and the piano.
No, the piano. The piano,
Yes.
the piano. And what does, for instance, because your instrument, of course, is the cello, what does the cello do? Mostly?
Mostly the bass, but also sometimes I follow the piano.
Of course, you have to follow it, of course, but you reinforce kind of the bass. And the violin, what does it do?
Well, it's together with the right hand of the pianist most of the time.
Most of the time, yes.
It has also two.
The melody, it
The
goes
melody
with
in general.
yes, it has yes.
The themes.
And do you know why? Because at that time, at those times, the piano was not yet the modern piano, but it was kind of a pianoforte. Today is pianoforte, and then it was, we call it forte piano. And what was the piano, that piano like? Or you can tell yourself.
The piano has no pedals, and it was less octaves.
Yes.
And it sounded not that.
Yes, exactly.
Not that.
Not that big. Yes.
Not that,
The sound was
not big.
Yes, it was like feeble.
It was something
Yes.
between this piano, this grande piano, and the cembalo before in the
Exactly.
baroque.
So it needed.
Yes,
In fact,
and you can do only forte and piano. Mostly, and
yes,
some
and the
very
sound
small,
was
yes.
yes. So what I wanted to emphasize that you have these kind of historical playings and I mean interpretations. The piano at those times, in the times of Haydn, it did need the bass reinforced and it did need the melody because the bass and the treble, yes, they were feeble. They didn't. It wasn't enough, you know. So it was like yes, but still the piano has the leading role. Okay, so enough of this. What I would like to ask you is now to have an overall view of what you're going to play. I will listen to your playing of the first movement, just go through it without repeats. Can you do that?
Yes, of course.
So you have to be because the
Just a
repeats
little bit of attention.
have to be played. The have to be respected, you know. But now
We will do that in the
just for
concert.
example, yes. So I think I will go there
Okay.
to have a
Until we are tuning, please.
yes tune. Yes. remark is for balance. I hear, especially in this small room, I hear the cello a little bit too much. So, and I didn't hear the piano so well. I mean, you try to counterbalance the primordial role of the piano, but I do need you a little bit less in general, okay? My second remark is that do you really play it in this tempo? I mean, I think that it's still an andante, and I think it's a little bit too brillante. It's too, but it's very nice. It's very nice. I just feel that it's more like an allegretto the way you play. So I would like to hear like a steady. I usually don't say that. 4/8. Like an elegance, like you know, amabile. You know what's amabile?
Yes.
Amiable, like gentle. I mean, you know, you will hear, you know, we'll hear virtuosity, you know, enough in the third movement. That's why I would have preferred that you play the more. But anyway. So that's what I think. And the third remark. Sorry if I speak too much. We'll replay it. My third remark is if we play it real andante, I would need my characters, I mean like what I have in my head, and I think maybe Haydn also, a little bit longer character. It's a little bit too saltarella, you know, it's, but this is only my opinion, but you play wonderfully, all. Just have more confidence, you know, in the ampleur, I don't know, amplitude of your bow, but it's very nice. It's very nice. Okay, so can we start? Yes. As for this upbeat, with that you give the tempo. If that is very uncalm, you know, it's a little bit like. And especially when the piano comes here, then you should play, I think, in a more sophisticated and a different manner, like come, you know, and because it's different because here, of course, you play, everybody plays, but you play with a violin, but here a little bit, you know, you have to put the grounds of
the minor.
Different. Yes. In fact, what do you think? Like a form, a musical form. What is this, guys? What is this, girls? Exactly. It's variations, and what is very typical for Haydn are kind of double variations. You know, one in maggiore. And they are exactly, so they go in pairs. It has it has this little interlude in E minor, which is kind of the violin variation, which is a bit different. So it gives an impression of a rondo maybe, but let's stick to the variations. And can we do it a little bit calmer and like longer? Like, you know, Haydn was a generous person. I mean, just think that he didn't have he didn't have a child of himself, you know, but he had a relationship at Prince Esterházy with a singer called Polzelli, and she had a child, but not with Haydn. But still, Haydn for long years before they ended their relationship, he still paid for her. I mean, like, you know, tutoring her child. You know, this is. I mean, he was a very generous man. And, you know, he loved life. He was very humorous. I mean, you know. So. Let's start it. Can you do it a little bit like calmer? Okay, and less brillante. Okay. And less cello, a little bit less, please. Thank you so much. One more time. So just try just the piano and the violin, okay? Yes, exactly. So very calm, not. And can you start it like with your, I don't know, prepare your bow like, I mean not brusque, not all of a sudden, you know. Yes, and then how are you going to, in what way are you going to play this the second motif of the theme? So you want that? Okay, okay.
We can try.
No.
It's not like one thing. It's we can try also some other
yes,
opinions.
maybe you can rehearse.
Exactly.
And in a different ways. And which one
Exactly.
you like? You can play it like this. I think I would do it more cantabile, more legato. But the important thing is that you think the same way. Okay? So can we hear now, everybody, please?
Yeah.
And you can repeat. You can make the repeats now. Okay? Now, yes, just the piano and the violin. How are you going to play that?
This one.
Just second bar, the upbeat for third bar. Okay? Yes, one more time. I think that he thinks, and I like that the C and the so because you play it as one and the piano plays it like separately.
We have to decide because we played before
Staccato.
So
it should be more.
You just
legato or
play. You just play in the same way because you play it more legato. I think you'll see, and the piano plays.
Okay.
I don't know. Try once the way you played, and then try
Okay.
the way you made up play. Okay?
So now we play more legato.
More legato.
Okay.
Yes, because he plays with the same one. I like that.
I prefer also that.
No. Okay, then don't do their breathe or anything. So that's in one. I like the upbeat. But then it's one breath. Okay. Very good. Oh yes. We need the pencil. Okay, very nice. And now everybody joins. Okay, joins in. Okay.
From the beginning.
Now you know the problem is that even if you play less, I mean more piano, your sound doesn't lack energy. You play that because you don't need no. I mean with your left hand, you know, you are just as intense as you used to be before. Even if you play piano, you understand? So not with your bow so much, but with your vibrato or with your left hand. Yes, exactly. You have energy on the chord, okay, in your vibrato. So yes. So now it was we need you in the team. Okay. So the second time can we play the second time, the first, and then we go further. Okay. You agree, Neda, that he
Yes.
Yes?
He was
A little bit too.
yes. Just try to do between
Piano,
between
but
the
with
two.
energy, with intensity. Okay?
It's a little bit awkward here, the sound being
No,
yes.
I know.
This is why you are standing and you are hearing.
I don't know where to handle.
No, you are standing. I mean, it's like the sound is coming.
But it's in purpose because I have the impression that I hear better if I'm standing. You know?
It's not the impression because the sound is getting up. So
Okay.
okay.
You can do like the violin,
yes.
and maybe it's a room, but I need you play always with this generous sound. Maybe it's a room, but I don't have anything. I mean, not much colors or dynamic timbres below mezzo forte, you know. And for instance, when you start something, then here, for example, you know, you can start a little bit from. Sorry, like when you say so here I think it's too courageous. When you okay, I play the piano. Sorry, and here when you have this sforzando and it's just a sforzando, but as much as I can see, it's not much dynamics, of course, which is good. Probably it's an urtext, which is but I think they are still in kind of a mezzo piano or piano. So this sforzato doesn't persist in the whole of the bar. So it's not like no, but elegant. Not so much. Not so outspoken, you know. Okay, so the second half of the... Neither the ornaments nor the notes, nothing. Or we can change the timbre, and you are and the articulation. Sorry, maybe the timbre as well, but the articulation is more important, I think. Yes. Very good idea, bravo. Okay.
So the second time.
So the second time, let's say Yes, let's see legato. Very beautiful Medad upbeat in G minor, very beautiful. I think you agree, okay? But when the heartbreaking, beautiful melody of the violin enters, we need you guys listen to the violin, because maybe the room, but you are too much. I want to hear the violin. Okay? And it's so beautiful, but it is still very subtle. It's not so we have to. You have more notes. The piano has more notes, and I have to. We won't go back now, but as for, I know it's very awkward to do this, but I think you should do it more piano, maybe. I mean, because we have to hear the doubling of the cello, and I just hear too much of these. You are wonderful and virtuosic, it's just that it's a little bit too much. Okay? Now, let's see the G minor variations. Beautiful, and then listen to the violin.
Yes, repeating or the second time, like.
Let's do the second time.
Okay.
Or do you have any idea about the? Okay.
So the second time.
The second time, okay. Let's start. I mean, just yes. Let's do the last before two bars. Yes, 2 measures before the B flat major. Okay, just to see the transition. It should be the violin and the piano should be together, and maybe you just take a little bit of. Okay.
The piano has to do this.
Yes, you have to do the jump.
This jump.
Yes.
From here to here.
And anyway, you have to take okay.
Deep breath.
Not deep, but not a yoga, but okay. So.
Mi fa fa si fa si. Outspoken or and now it's it's like it's I don't know, it should be more especially because it's not the same thing, it's more serene, it's in major, it should be more leggero. I think here it's more dramatic. Okay, here more leggero. Could you play piano and the piano? The piano and the cello from bar 34 with the upbeat, yes, with the off tact. Do you have cello?
Yes.
And now play the same thing
And the piano will just play the left hand with the yes, it will be awkward. It will be awkward.
For him.
Yes. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Yes, what I wanted to see, and now it was much better because I think you listen better, is that the length of the notes should be pretty much the same. So you don't play more staccato or just the same. I think it's not a staccato. It's just détaché. So it's like and maybe you can start. I mean gradually. I mean like in piano, and then to follow the natural direction of the melody. Okay, very nice. Let's do now with our star together. I mean, everybody's star, of course. Yeah. Okay. So the second time is B flat major. Yes. Sorry. This is like the first half is like a question. Okay. So do it related to the two phrases. You have two phrases, and you do it pretty much the same. And I don't know. And you have the response also. So, here's the question. And then you say and you stay in that kind of low dynamic range. And then you have the triples. Okay? So do it naturally, but we have to do something because otherwise, we don't feel a groove. Always kind of, yes, stereotypical. Okay, so let's start to do it this way. So question, response, and then we follow the ascending melodic line. Okay? So. So I think this is a separate problem for rehearsals, like piano, ti-ta-ta-ta. It wasn't quite, it wasn't clear for me. And then the way you preferred, but it was very beautiful. I think you felt that it was a little bit different the way you played it now. Can we play like 4 bars without before the the next variation? Yes. Can we do? Shall we? You have
39.
And you have violin?
Yes.
Okay. 1 and 2 and. Staccato or détaché?
I want them to.
No, it's just, you know why? Because the piano has to play pretty much the way you play. Because if you play like shorter characters, then the piano has to Not quite, not quite.
I'm exaggerating.
Of course, you don't have to. If you put a little bit of accent or something like that. So just
Awkward for my taste.
no, just relief. I mean,
I understand, but
no, it's okay. We have to know, you know. Very good, very good. Here, I don't know. I think that maybe here less. It's too much. I mean, because you are anyway doubled with I mean, like, or maybe this less. You know, the middle voice. Here the piano is kind of polyphonical. It has a middle voice, and I would maybe play less here. I don't know. It's a bit too much. Yes, and even the cello. I feel it's this is again a place where I feel that the cello is a bit. I don't know, it's not specific. Yes, or you just do, more curves, dynamic curves, or anyway. Okay, maybe it's the room. I bet it's the room, like 60%. It's very small. Okay, so let's do second time this variation. Okay. How would you like? We can do that. Just show us, okay?
Exactly. Just let us know.
Just can you play
the bars? Yes.
The last
the
three bars. Like this. Yes. Let's not lose the tempo. Okay. You listen to the piano. Meta is very quick, so she's fast. So, but now she listens to you too much, I think, and yes, and we kind of lost the tempo.
Like because we fragmented.
I know. What if we do from here? Can you taba daba daba 46 second beat, like when you have this parallel. Do you have cello?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You can start a little bit more piano, okay? Because we have to
do something.
Yes. And as for the piano, I'm sorry, I would keep this, like, because you don't not keep it. There are three parts, three voices here. You see? So it's not. And here. So just do's and don'ts. Go and come back and return. Okay, very beautiful. Can we do the same 46?
Okay, just the two of us. Polyphonic, when you play the polyphonic parts, in bar 56
starting from 57, starting with the upbeat. I would start it more prudently, in a more prudent way. I mean, like, because this is the first. Second. And exuberantly here, it's starting to be happier and happier, as we also know. So, but the very first, I mean, it's too thick. And then we are all happy together. Okay, but we can do the okay. Repeat 53. Okay. No. But as soon as you take the lead, already I have to feel from your now it's me stepping on the stage. Okay, so when you say like you were like oh gosh, I'm hurrying because it's my time. Okay, no. First you raise, this is my time. Okay, so yes. Then I don't know how much time we have left. Wait, okay, it's okay. Yes, because we are nearing kind of the yes. Okay, so but I think that everybody else should admire here the violin who plays for us in different articulations. Very nice. So as far as I'm a pianist as well. So as far as I hear, the second time you do a spiccato, no? But the first time, it's a kind of I think it's a good idea, but it's kind of when it changes the design or how to get. I'm not sorry. It's something in there. I don't know with the bowing. It's a problem. Yes, and here as well. I mean, like in we can say that kind of in the last 3 bars of
yes.
And what's the problem there?
The bowings. I changed the bowings several times, so it's kind of a mixture.
But you should. I think you should write them or something.
Yes.
Because I feel that it's. What?
It's written there.
Oh, it's written.
Well,
but
it's
then
written,
why do you
some
change?
are written, some are not written. So mostly they're not legato. And I played on legato at some point when we first started, and sometimes
Look, it's not such a big deal. I mean,
I need to solve it out and practice it.
Okay, and which is the spiccato is more difficult for you or the legato? The spiccato?
I don't know.
Because anyway, yes.
Sometimes doing legato ends up with the bowings not the same as the character. So that's the problem. I need to find the optimal
you know, I
bowing
just wanted
for
to suggest maybe that, but maybe I don't know.
can suggest anything.
Yes, I would suggest to play both hands spiccato. I would prefer. I don't know why. I mean, you do a lot of alternation and articulation before. Why is your variation? I mean, you have to be maybe more virtuosic. I mean, it sounds more good. Or if you play legato, you know, each sound should be as intense as in spiccato. You know what I mean? If it's not, then it's, and that's very difficult on the violin. Okay, so we play this maybe just if you want just once. Play it spiccato, but sustained spiccato, not like that. Yes, not exactly, isn't exactly. And what I would like though that you show us this E minor, which is kind of different from. It's kind of a trio. Let's say it's a middle part, no? But very nice. You are very creative, and so okay. Thank you so much. So variation
and
E minor. Yes.
without repeats.
No. Let's go now to the finale.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go. Yeah. Da, 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 da. But you will have the opportunity to play. You know what? I want to tell you something. At the end of the variations, the very last note, for me, it is too staccato, and because you, I mean, you have to finish first before starting a new life. You know, you have to finish the. So. You know, exactly like the cello. Because if you play like, you know, I mean, of course it's like, you know, in bad mirror, so, no. But then it gets, subjectively, it gets an accent. If it's, but I noticed this before too, because you want to, always you think as a typical pianist, you think ahead, you know, but first, so these notes, I mean, for me, they should be more rounded and not so staccato. Because involuntarily it gets an accent, you know, and there's another. Okay, but let's go. Let's try to just. Can you? Sorry. For maybe here he can start. 75 with a beat.
Yes.
Exactly.
Do we start together?
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah. We start together. We have
Yes.
both have an outfit.
Yes.
okay. The last
course.
one.
You travel today? You travel today?
No.
No.
Okay.
So from simply.
The same
The
time, okay?
Simply.
The last variation.
Yes.
Okay. So from the last version.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, here. Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's okay.
mean, sorry that the cello doesn't have a very it's hollow, kind of. Anyway, you have to listen to the pianist here and to all of her 32 notes. All. Yes, because you are just and you have to listen and you have to be very clear. Okay? But just guide yourself after the shortest note values. Okay?
Always.
Always. Always. So listen to the pianist.
Okay, so we started.
Yes.
And we go to the end or something?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
because it's done.
Without
No. Just listen to the pianist, okay, to the 30th notes. And the same length, the very last note, the same length, you know? Beautiful!
You two have to put together because I'm listening to you. The piano.
Yes, of
Always
course.
listening to you
But
because
it
you have
was
the
much,
bow.
it was much better. That, yes, it's much
If they're
better.
listening.
You have to listen. Sometimes when you play piano, your part, you can hear better. And you don't have to play forte here. Here the piano.
Because if the piano plays forte here,
Yes, then it's harsh. It's harsh.
And it's,
Okay.
it's not in the classic
So
style.
thank you so much.
We
And
thank
don't
you.
forget about the second and the third movement, because the second, for instance, when you
I don't have.
it has those triplets, and Pablo Casals, have you heard about Pablo
Yes, I
Casals? He was so taken by those triplets that when he entered, he played the triplets piano, at the piano. So, he improvised, of course, because maybe he was frustrated because of the cello part.
They were humans as well. So.
Even the cellists are humans. Okay, even in Haydn. No, please believe me that we need, in a Haydn trio, we need everybody. Because it sounds different as a piano sonata. The registering is different and the timbre is different. Okay, just be very careful with the balance. Okay, thank you so much.
We thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, bravo. This is not recorded. So,